We've made our system flexible by creating a modular structure. So we've divided our complete mindfulness training up into 3 separate 3-day workshops. Either sign up for an individual workshop, or you can combine the workshops into an ongoing training. And when you combine the workshops into an ongoing training, we help you out with additional home practice material, and we help you out with additional support so that you can continue to practice in between modules. By doing it this way, not only are you able to enter at the point at which you want to, or just to come in for the section of the training that you want to, it also means that if you live far away, it's viable to travel to Southeast London to have an immersion in the training, and then to go away for 3 or 4 weeks and practice by yourself before you come to the next module. But because we have the modular system, because you are coming back, because we do help you to practice at home, because we do stay in touch with you and give you extra support while you are practicing at home, you also have the continuity that you would get if you were going to a weekly class round the corner. And this continuity is very important for embedding mindfulness into our everyday lives. And it's only really by practicing, it's only really by regularly practicing that we start to get a sense of what mindfulness is, and we start to really derive the benefits from being mindful. We've taken great care in the design of our trainings to make them as flexible and as accessible for you as possible. We've also made them a little longer in terms of contact hours than the regular mindfulness trainings, because we wanted to share with you as much as we could. And to compensate for this, we have kept our hourly rate down so that it's much lower than other mindfulness trainings that we've come across. I've been training as a therapist for 4+ years. I trained as a yoga teacher for a similar period of time, maybe 3 years, 3.5 years. I trained as a Buddhist chaplain. I've done some mindfulness training as a teacher trainer as well. And putting it all together, I've been a student in the field of therapy, meditation and yoga for over 10 years. And so, whilst I absolutely love mindfulness and the philosophy of mindfulness and the naturalness of mindfulness, sometimes there are quicker ways of doing things, of doing exactly the same things. There are tools that can be mindfully applied without betraying, without moving away from the basic mindfulness premises. And so in the second and third module, I brought in some extra material. Very simple stuff. It's not sort of complicated or wacky or far out, but very simple stuff for aiding what we're trying to do. Our modular system has 3 modules, or standalone workshops. The first one is an introduction to mindfulness, and this is where we go over the basics of what mindfulness is, how to practice mindfully, and we go through the standard mindfulness sitting meditations, moving meditations, eating meditation, so that when you come away you have all the information and tools you need to practice at home and to really apply mindfulness philosophy, mindfulness approach to anything. In the next workshop or the next module, we look at how we apply this wonderful approach, these wonderful tools, to our stress management, our pain management, our mental health in general. And this module or this workshop is mindfulness and meditation as therapy. And in addition to the standard mindfulness content that you would find in other mindfulness trainings, we add in other tools, other snippets of information, other pearls of wisdom from various therapies, various meditation or yoga trainings. And we do this because we believe that it gives you a better understanding of what mindfulness is, for a start. And it also, there are ways in which we can naturally speed up our mindful processes without ever moving away from the mindfulness philosophy. In the same way that if we want to rot old vegetables down or old leaves down to make compost, we can either just throw them in a heap in the garden and wait for nature to take its course, or we can build our compost in a certain way and control the amount of moisture or the amount of sunlight or the other materials that we add in, or we can cut down the twigs so that they rot quicker, etc., etc., etc. But it is still a natural process that's going on. And in this way there are also, for example, breathing techniques from yoga, or even small postural techniques from yoga, which if we hold or if we practice, will help us to process particular experiences or to have particular experiences, but we can still apply them in a mindful way. So that's the second module, that's the second workshop. The third one is something that I've not come across in any mindfulness training at all. Although actually mindfulness originally, if you take it back to its Buddhist roots, certainly, although there is mindfulness in other traditions too, mindfulness was a preparation. We became mindful so that we realized when we were tying ourselves in knots and getting ourselves into trouble, and we stopped doing that. And we became mindful so that the knots we'd already tied could become loosened and we could free ourselves from them. But the mindfulness was the first step. It was the precondition, as it were. It was the preparatory practice or practices. And the purpose of the yoga or the meditation or the discipline eventually was to take us to an experience of our deepest self. And different religions, different beliefs have different language and different pictures and different explanations for what that is. But on a purely practical level, it is meeting the person who has the experience, who is looking through my eyes, who is hearing from my ear, who is speaking from my mouth, who is having the thoughts, who is experiencing the touch. It's turning inwards towards the one who is having the experience. And we don't need a particular belief system to do that. It's compatible with all belief systems or no belief systems. It is an experience of consciousness or an experience of awareness itself. So that's what we explore through mindfulness and through mindfully applied methods in the third part of our modular training. All the information can be found on cityzen.org.uk, or you can simply contact me at info@cityzen.org.uk. Thank you for listening, and I wish you every happiness and hope to see all of you or some of you soon. Take care.